What's going on YouTube? This your boy, Tatted Collector, coming at you again tonight with another video. And tonight, we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to go over my collection. Alright, you ready to check it out? Let's go! Alright, so I'm coming at you tonight with something a little bit different. We're going to go over my collection. Now, I've only been collecting since November of 2017, so it's been about 3.5 months. And what I started off with was a handful of PS3 games, maybe 4 or 5, and a few PS4 games, same amount, maybe 4 or 5. And I had one Game Boy game, which was Tetris. No, I take that back. I had 2. I had Batman as well. That was pretty much it. That was pretty much all I had. I had the PS3 and the PS4. Now, in 3.5 months of collecting, I have managed to acquire a PlayStation 2, GameCube, Wii. I also had an Xbox One already as well. So, I take that back. I had a PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. So, like I said, I was able to, I'm looking down at my collection. I was able to get the GameCube, the PS2, the Wii, and several handheld systems. Also the Super Nintendo Classic. I love that thing. I love it. If you don't have one, I highly recommend getting one. Also, something you haven't seen in any of my previous videos is my hair. It's late at night. I've got my tam off. This is me. This is my hair. I keep it clean about every 2 to 3 days, but the reason I say that is because I'm letting it naturally dread. So I keep it pulled up in that tam a lot, and as long as you just keep it clean and don't brush it, then your hair will naturally dreadlock. And I've had long hair for about 6 years now, and I just got tired of the same old look that I always had, so I said, screw it. I'm going to try something new that I've never had before, and I'm just going to let it dreadlock and see what happens. And if it doesn't work out, and if it looks like crap, well then guess what? I got a set of clippers, and I'll shave it right off. I don't care, it's just hair. Alright, so on to the collection. Okay, so everything on top of this shelf is pretty much boxed. And I do have some books and some guides. So we'll start from the top. This is the Nintendo 3DS Launch Edition Flame Red. I do have the 3DS right there displayed, but it is complete in box. And then I've got the Black Wii. It's just the box. I don't have the Black Wii console, so if I ever come across the Black Wii console, you know, for a good deal, for a good price, well, now I've got it complete. Then there's my box for the Super Nintendo Classic. And then back here in the back, I've got my Launch Edition PlayStation 4 box. I've got the Nintendo DS Pocket Guide, Strategy for 5 Games. I don't know if you can see all the 5 games there. Then I've got a copy of Ready Player One. I friggin' love this book. I cannot wait for the movie to come out. It's going to be freaking awesome. Got some inbox Wii stuff back there. Red Steel 2. Essential Guide. Guinness World Records. 2010, I believe. Gamers Edition. Then I got this at Goodwill. It's a collector's edition puzzle for the new Super Mario Bros. Wii. And it is complete. Back here in the back, I've got my PlayStation 3 console box, 160 gig slim. Alright, then we'll move on to my Wii. Now, I had absolutely no Wii when I started this. So, back there in the back, I've got the Epic Mickey paintbrush nunchuck. And then there's my nunchuck that I use all the time. Here's the copy of that Super Mario Brothers DVD I picked up. And then up here I've got Wii Sports just laying up there. And then this is pretty much it. This is what I have picked up. Now this copy right here that you don't see a label for, that is my copy of Dokapon Kingdom. I do not have the manual or the original case for it. All I have is the disc. But I was able to get the disc for $8. How I was able to do that, let me see if I can show it to you. Hold on. There's my copy right there of Dokapon Kingdom. Now, how I was able to get it for $8. This just the disc alone is going anywhere from $80 up right now. But what I did is I was looking on LetGo and came across a Nintendo 3DS lot. There was 4 games, and the seller was originally wanting, I think, $10 or $15 for all 4 games. And told her I was interested, and we went ahead and met up. And then when we met up, I said, is that the best you can do? I mean, would you take $8? And she's like, okay, sure. So I scored the 4 3DS games for $8. Then I turned around and went to GameStop.com and I searched for Dokapon Kingdom. It is not a title that you will be able to add to cart because it is rare, but you can search nearby stores that might have it in stock. So I searched nearby stores and I found one about an hour away, and I went ahead and placed a hold on it. That was about 6 o'clock in the morning. Well, then when they opened at 10 o'clock, I called them up and I said, hey, my name is such and such. Here's my phone number. Here's my email address. I put a hold on this game. Would you mind shipping it to my home store in my hometown? And they were like, yeah, sure, no problem. So they shipped it to my home store. All right, so when it arrived to my home store, I got a phone call saying, hey, your game is here. Cool. So then those 4 games that I got for $8 traded in for like $57 because GameStop was having a trade-in special where when you traded in 4 games or more, you got like an extra 60% trade-in credit. So by the time I traded in the 4 3DS games, and by the time they rang up Dokapon Kingdom, they actually owed me $2. So we just put that $2 towards a pre-order that I had, and yeah, I scored Dokapon Kingdom for $8. The $8 that it cost me to get those 4 3DS games. All right. On to the collection. I do have some hard to find Wii titles. I do have the Dragon's Lair trilogy there. I don't know if you can see that. I'm using my lamp here for some extra light. Alright, there's Dragon's Lair Trilogy. There's F1 2009, Formula 1 2009. That's another hard to find title. And then this title right here with no case or manual is another uncommon game called Lost in Shadow. Beautiful game, love that game. If you ever get a chance to play it, I'd highly recommend it. I love that Silent Hill too. I'm a huge fan of Silent Hill. Here's my copy of The Last Story. Here's my Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, sealed. I showed you that in a previous video. Pikmin 2 is the only GameCube game I own at the moment. GameCube games are hard to come by around here, especially for cheap. I can find them in the retro stores, and they're going to be, you know, retail priced, but people that have GameCube games don't want to let them go for cheap. People are letting these Wii games go for stupid prices. But that's the only one that I have at the moment, and I found it on LetGo for $4. Shipped. So that was a great find there. Like I said, I got my Wii Sports up here. I've got actually 3 or 4 copies of Wii Sports. My one and only Wii U game, which is a Skylanders game, it was like 99 cents, so I went ahead and picked it up. I do have some PlayStation 1 titles here. There's my copy of Silent Hill Black Label. And then Battle Stations Complete. I believe there's another game in here. Yep. This is Hugo the Evil Mirror. Both of these games work. They have been tested on my PS3. And just some PlayStation 2 titles. Some highlights would be Crash Nitro Kart. Definitely my minty mint copy of Mr. Mosquito. And my extremely mint, the Ark of Nepistum. Those would be my 3 highlighted PlayStation 2 games at the moment. Like I said, I've only been collecting for 3.5 months, so I had absolutely no PlayStation 2 games at the time I started collecting. All right, then we'll move on to my PlayStation 3. We've got Alice Madness Returns, Assassin's Creed, all the Batmans, Catherine, Dynasty Warriors, Lollipop Chainsaw, Mini Ninjas. I love that game. The first time I played that game was on the DS, and then I found a copy at the pawn shop for like $5. So I went ahead and picked it up because I had so much fun playing it on the DS. Ni no Kuni, Red Dead. Oh my God, I love some Red Dead Redemption. That is like my favorite Rockstar game. Out of all of the Grand Theft Autos, that is my favorite Rockstar game. And I cannot wait for Red Dead Redemption 2 to come out in December. Oh, they're killing me. They keep pushing it back. There's my Silent Hill HD collection, The Simpsons, Sims Limited Edition Pets. Then we got Painkiller, Hell and Damnation. Y'all already saw the video on that. That's a hard to find game there. Alright. Now we move down here. We got some more PlayStation 3. And then my PlayStation 4. You saw me pick Dirt 4 up from Mercari. Lego City Undercover from Mercari. I've got Rocksmith 2014 edition, complete in box with the cable. To Kaiden 2. You'll see this. It's just a sticker I left on there. But this is Uncharted 4 Special Edition. Complete in box. Then all of the Xbox games and the Xbox 360 games, they're all new titles for me. Obscure being probably one of the heavier titles. I've been trying to get just only on Xbox titles. But if I see another good one, I'm going to pick it up. There's Guitar Hero Metallica that I need to flip. So that'll be coming out of my collection. Let's see. Hold on just a second. Alright. Picked up that Grand Theft Auto 5 on the Xbox One for $10. But I was able to flip another game, so I actually put that in my collection for free. Found that Hardball 3 for the Sega complete in box at a pawn shop for $1, so I said, alright, screw it. It's going in the collection. Then we'll move down here to my little PSP collection. That clear box is Grand Theft Auto Vice City Stories. There's my Silent Hill Origins you saw me pick up in a previous video. Here's all the better titles that I picked up on that Super Nintendo lot, which was on my last video. I got that huge lot of games for $20. The rest of them are over there in that bag. There's my Super Game Boy, Donkey Kong 64. That was in a previous video where I picked up 3 of those 64 games for $1.99. I was able to sell the other 2, so I made my money back plus some extra money, and I kept Donkey Kong 64 in my collection for free. This is my Club Nintendo. I've actually had this for a long time. My Club Nintendo DS case. And I've got some loose DS games inside. There's some Beyblade, Mario Kart, Mario vs. Donkey Kong, Super Mario 64, Spider-Man 2, Metroid Hunters, New Super Mario Brothers. Now, I've got that out of the case, but the case is right there. So I've got that complete. Ultimate Alliance 2, Wheel of Fortune. It came with all of those styluses, or styluses, whatever. Then my small little DS and 3DS collection. You saw me pick up Fire Emblem Fates Birthright and The Legend of Zelda in a previous video. The other 3 I already had. Alright, then we'll move here to my handhelds. This is my original Game Boy that I got when it first came out. And it still works. And it's still in great condition. I've got my Nintendo, my NES edition, Game Boy Advance SP. I won that on a Goodwill auction on shopgoodwill.com. I think I got it for like $35 shipped. They sell for 60 plus on eBay, so that was a great deal on that. This was a fantastic deal. I actually got 2 of these blue Nintendo DSi XLs on Letgo with a handful of games for $20. I mean, as soon as it went up, I guess I just so happened to open up the app as soon as it got posted. because he said I was the first person to message him. So I jumped on it. I went to town, met up with a guy, and I had this in my hand. Well, both of them in my hands with the cases and all the games, like within 20 minutes of him posting it. So that was a great deal. I already sold the other one with 2 games and the pink Nintendo DS case that it came in. So I kept this one, and I kept the black case that I'll show you here in a minute, and the rest of the games. Here's my launch edition 3DS, the God of War PSP that you saw me pick up in my last video, and there is my black PSP 3000. This is another 3000 edition. And then down here I've got the Batman Arkham Knight Collector's Edition strategy guide. And then I picked this up along with Xenoblade Chronicles for the Wii U Collector's Edition strategy guide, but I already sold that on Mercari. I picked both of these up for $2.99 each at Goodwill, and that Xenoblade strategy guide sold for $28. It was a good flip there. So I just kept this. It's the Art of Tekken hybrid. Some beautiful artwork inside of it. Beautiful artwork. So anyway, kept that. And then before I was a console gamer, I did have some PC games. So there's my little handful of PC. I love the CSI series. Those are always fun. Alright, and then back here is the case that the God of War PSP I got the other day came in. I've got my charger for the PSP. And then down here in this little drawer, I've got my loose Game Boy cartridges. Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance. And my some loose PSP cartridges. Like I said, I had this Batman already. So there's some right there. And then there's some more in here. That Mario's Picross was a good score that day. That I got all those Game Boy games. That Spider-Man game's fun too. And then we got Game Boy Color and PSP. There's the Harvest Moon you saw me pick up recently in a video. Got Donkey Kong Country, Frogger, and WarioWare Twisted. And then I've got those loose PSP games and some PSP movies. Oh, I also have Kirby Tilt and Tumble. Now this game and this game I got off Mercari. I got these 2 games and a handful of Game Boy Advance games and like 1 original Game Boy game and a black Game Boy Advance SP001 for $35. Oh, it also came in this case. So I got that case with it too. For $35 free shipping. So as soon as it came in, I immediately took that 001 and flipped it for $40 just that alone with the charger that it came with. So that left me with the case and all the games that it came with for free. And then here's my loose Game Boy Advance games. It always helps to have a tri-wing screwdriver so that you can take these cartridges apart and check the boards to see if you've got a fake game. Especially with your Pokemon games, because Pokemon games and Metroid and Mega Man, I've seen a lot of fake boards in those high-end games like Fire Emblem and whatnot, because those games go for good money. So if people can fake the cartridge and then score, you know, a good $35-40 for a game, then, well, joke's on you. This is that black DS case that the blue DSi XL came in. We've got the original Nintendo 3DS that I got along with my Fire Red Launch Edition. This is the Mario DS case that you saw me pick up in a recent video. Here's that case. And then over here, we've got the Gibson Guitar Hero guitar that I picked up recently. And then here's the rest of those Super Nintendo games that I got off of that lot. I still have to clean these and magic eraser them and get them all clean. These cartridges right here looked horrible. They looked so bad when I got them in. But they're all clean now. I tested all of them. They all work. And they look so much better than they did. Alright, and then there was a video on this. This is the Mega Man 20th Anniversary shirt signed by Kaiji Inafune, creator of Mega Man. I love this shirt. Got some Wii wheels, Xbox 360 lanyard. This is it. This is my collection for 3.5 months. Not bad. Not bad at the rate that I'm going. I can't wait to see what I'll have in the next 3.5 months. I'm getting really low on storage space right now. Let's get that lamp out of the way. I'm getting really low on storage space. So I'm going to have to add another bookshelf. Or I'm going to have to start building my own shelves because I've got plenty of room here all along my walls. Yeah. There it is. Then we've got my TV. It's got YouTube playing in the background. I've always got YouTube on. There's the Super Nintendo Classic. There's a charge stand for some Wii motes. There's my Wii. Got my PS4 down here. My charge stand for my controllers. Got my Xbox One down here with another charge stand for my controllers. Here's my PlayStation 2 and GameCube. And then there's my PlayStation 3. I know that's kind of hard to see. But there it is. It's the 160 gig Slim. And then I'm going to show you my nook where I keep everything that I'm selling on eBay. It's pretty full right now. Alright, so let's go to the kitchen. Okay, so this is my eBay nook. I've got complete in box Prince of Persia figurines. I've got Happy Meal toys. These Happy Meal toys sell. I've sold 4 of them already. I've got some Game Boy games back here that I'm trying to sell as a lot. They haven't sold yet, so I might have to take down the listing, try to resell them individually. Here's some bubble wrap. There's Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. I've got to mail this out. That already sold. Here's that ABBA sealed. I got to mail that out. That's sold. I believe it sold. I think they canceled the payment actually. Maybe they didn't want it. This did not actually sell on eBay. I say it sold. Somebody told me they wanted it, and I gave them a good deal, and they said they would take it, and then they would get back to me with the money within a day or two. So I was like, all right, whatever. It's still staying on my eBay just in case they back out. I've got a wedding band here for sale. These Jordans actually did sell on eBay. I put them up on an auction, and they sold for $275. Wrong shoes. Those are my other shoes. Where are my Jordans that sold? They're in the closet. We're not going in there. Got Mastering Minecraft. I found this in Goodwill for like 50 cents, 99 cents, something like that. I've got a pair of Beats wireless headphones, VCR. I've got Donkey Kong Country. This was an extra cart. There were 2 Donkey Kong Countries in that lot that I picked up, so that's already on eBay. Here's the GameCube controllers I recently picked up at a pawn shop. Those are on eBay. Here is the stereo out of an old Camry that I used to drive. That's up on eBay. I've got some computer speakers right here. That's up on eBay. Then down here, here's majority of those Xbox games that I scored off of Facebook Marketplace. I've got those as a lot on eBay. I think I've got like $55 or $59 on all of them. They are all resurfaced, so they look great. They're all tested. They all work. I believe the total on them comes out to like over $80 if you were to buy them retail. So $55 to $59, somewhere in there. It's a great deal. It's a great deal. I've got links down to my eBay in every single video of mine. So this is my little nook of stuff that I sell. I've got more coming. I just haven't taken pictures of it. I haven't listed it yet. I've got to get these back in the closet. So we'll go in there and grab the other pair of shoes, and I'll show you those that actually sold. Alright, so I went into the closet and grabbed them. These are my babies. I don't really want to get rid of them, but these are the Retro 6s, the infrareds. Why these mean so much to me? These were the re-release of the shoe from the 80s when they first came out. These were actually the very first pair of Jordans I ever owned. I love Jordans. I've got to clean those soles a little bit. I only wore them one time on hardwood floors. They have been treated with sway protectant. I'm going to give them another good cleaning before I ship them off. But yeah, I love these. I love these shoes. They're my babies. But I sold them for $275, which was $75 more than what I paid for them, and they're about 4 years old. I've kept them in this box the entire time I've owned them. So they're very well kept. Over here is my hell corner. Every time I look at it, it just makes me cringe. But these are all my boxes and bubble wraps that I keep. Not bubble wraps, but bubble mailers. I've got a stack of boxes from USPS down here that I ordered from their website. So this is my little nook of boxes to ship some of this stuff off that I sell on eBay to, you know, help recoup the money that I spend on my video games. That's it, folks. This video is really long. I hope it wasn't too boring. Just wanted to go over what I had in my collection so far. Alright, let's take it back to FaceTime. Okay, folks, so there you have it. There's my tiny little collection of 3.5 months, but we're gonna watch it grow together. I cannot wait to see where I'm at in the next 3.5 months. I keep setting goals for myself. I just wanted to get bigger and bigger, and I want this channel to grow and get bigger and bigger, and more subscribers and more views and more likes and more thumbs ups and more comments. And let's make it big, let's make it huge, let's make it awesome, okay? So if you enjoy what I do, if you enjoy the content, go ahead and give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. Let's do the thing together, okay? All right, fantastic. I've got links down in the description for my eBay account, my new Twitter account, Instagram, all that good stuff. So, folks, there it is. There's my collection. All right, have a good one.